fire.
I saw the back of his head. He was actually backing out of where he was shooting from. We heard the first round, and then we saw we heard 2, 3, 4 more rounds, and while those rounds were going off, he was literally backing out of the room.
He spoke with WJAX. A gunman identified by police as 24-year-old David Katz of Baltimore. 11 people were injured. Funeral services planned this week in Arizona and in Washington, D.C. for the late John McCain. The longtime U.S. Senator and one-time Republican presidential contender died over the weekend. His body will lie in state at the Arizona State Capitol and then at the U.S. Capitol before he's laid to rest at the U.S. Naval Academy. Presidents, past and present, among those remembering Senator McCain.
President Trump, often at odds with the Arizona senator, tweeted out his respects shortly after news of McCain's death, saying, "My deepest sympathies and respect go out to the family of Senator John McCain. Our hearts and prayers are with you." The 81-year-old died Saturday at his Arizona ranch after a year-long battle with brain cancer. Former President Barack Obama says he and McCain saw their own political battles as a privilege, something noble, an opportunity to serve as stewards of those high ideals at home and to advance them around the world. Former President George W. Bush called McCain a man of deep conviction, a patriot of the highest order, and a friend whom I'll deeply miss. Ben Thomas, Washington.
French President Macron making a new push for a European defense project, saying that Europe's security shouldn't rely so heavily on the U.S. On Wall Street this morning, Dow futures up 80 points, S&P futures up 9. More on these stories at townhall.com.
It either is or it isn't. When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters when choosing a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It's either certified by Mercedes-Benz factory-trained technicians, or it isn't. It's either backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 5 years, or it isn't. It's absolute confidence in 30,000 precision parts, or it isn't. The Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event, now through August 31st, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Come in today and take advantage of first month's payment credit and special financing offers available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. There are those who settle for nothing less. For them, the choice is simple. It's either up to Mercedes-Benz standards, or it isn't. It's flawlessly maintained, or it isn't. It's either Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned, or it isn't.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on first month's payment credit and certified pre-owned warranties.
British Prime Minister Theresa May leading a delegation to Africa, hoping to drum up business there as Britain prepares to leave the European Union.
Not since David Cameron made a 2-day visit to Nigeria and South Africa in 2011 has a British Prime Minister led a trade delegation to sub-Saharan Africa. In the meantime, China's huge investment in the continent has continued, and other world leaders have hurried to visit Africa's most dynamic and youthful economies. As well as wanting to bolster business opportunities for UK companies, the government believes it is essential to secure investment, jobs and stability in Africa to discourage people from making dangerous journeys to Europe. The Prime Minister's discussions will focus on trade, modern slavery and security.
That's the BBC's Ben Wright. Greek authorities declaring a state of emergency on the resort island of Hydra after a power failure blacked out the island and disrupted its water supply. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Federal Reserve appears poised to keep raising interest rates despite complaints from President Trump.
The president recently expressed his unhappiness about the Fed's rate hikes, believing they could slow the U.S. economy. But Fed Chairman Jerome Powell says he expects the central bank to continue gradually raising interest rates if the U.S. economic expansion remains strong. And other top Fed officials say they will make decisions on monetary policy without regard to political considerations, including complaints from the president. Greg Clugston, the White House.
A German newspaper reports judges are considering jailing senior Bavarian officials for failing to take action against air pollution in Munich, which is the home of automaker BMW. Apparently, the judges believe that jailing officials could be the most effective way of forcing the Bavarian government to enforce emissions-cutting measures. To get on Wall Street this morning, Dow futures up 88 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is your Health Liberty Minute. I'm Steve Siddall. Well, it was Billy Crystal's impersonation of Fernando Lamas that gave us the phrase, "You look marvelous." Now, the problem is the older we get, the harder it is to look or even sometimes feel so marvelous. Well, the good news is that thanks to technology and bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, we can perhaps slow the process and feel better. Well, here to explain more is Medical Director at the Youth Institute and best-selling author Dr. Greg Brannon. Doctor, if we want to look marvelous, what can we do?
Steve, I appreciate the way you look marvelous. It's an inner aspect of our bodies. Our emotions, our attitude actually are exposed, our inner feelings to the rest of the world. But also the way our body ages on the inside could actually increase our aging on the outside. We are all going to age, but the key is to age gracefully. It's very important to understand how what we put in our body is supplements, nutritions, and to make sure that our hormones are balanced properly. When you said the word bioidentical, it's very important. We hear all this stuff about hormone therapy is good, it's bad, it's good. It's very confusing. But understand, our body makes these hormones. So we can replace exactly what our body used to make at the levels they used to make at a younger level. There are no complications to the heart, the brain, actually just benefits to that. The Mayo Clinic says what a bioidentical is that body recognizes as same. The other things are foreign. When it's foreign, your body cannot metabolize it or utilize it or eliminate it properly. And for more detailed information, we're offering for the first 10 callers or who text us a half-hour consult with me and also a copy of our free book.
That sounds great, Doctor. Wow. The next 10 callers, 800-351-8836. The number to call, 800-351-8836. Better yet, just text the word Liberty to 21,000 and you're in. Liberty to 21,000. The Youth Institute has 4 locations in North Carolina: Cary, Wake Forest, Wilmington, and Pinehurst, with more on the way. Keep up with the latest information by following us on Facebook at the Youth Institute.
If you're a pizza lover and you haven't tried Little Dino's New York style pizza, then you're missing a real treat. And if you already know about it, you can double your pleasure. It's 2 for Tuesday. All day on Tuesdays, buy 1 12 or 18-inch Little Dino's New York style pizza and get a second pie of equal or lesser value free. Feed the whole family and then some. Perfect for those kids after practice get-togethers too. Little Dino's, great subs and great New York style pizza. Olmsted Village Shopping Center in Pinehurst.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Apparently, I have reached an age where I get irritated.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Hundreds of thousands of students in North Carolina are headed back to school today. In Charlotte-Mecklenburg school system, security is on the mind of Superintendent Dr. Clayton Wilcox. He tells WCNC News.
Active survival training, where we're talking about what happens if the unthinkable happens. How do we react within our schools? We've increased the number of officers. We've increased the number of contracts that we have for SROs.
Authorities say a gunman opened fire at an online video game tournament in Jacksonville, Florida, killing 2 people before fatally shooting himself. Authorities believe 24-year-old David Katz of Baltimore carried out the attack. CBS News correspondent Manuel Bojorges has more.
EA Sports, the makers of the Madden video game series, issued a statement expressing its condolences and calling the shooting a, quote, senseless act of violence that we strongly condemn. The NFL has also said that it is shocked and deeply saddened. All of the 9 people who are wounded are in stable condition this morning.
North Carolina lawmakers have nearly completed their second effort to put 2 constitutional amendments on the fall ballot. The state Senate plans today to debate and vote on a pair of amendments aimed at complying with a ruling by judges last week. At the International Court of Justice in The Hague today, Iran asked the court to suspend the nuclear-linked sanctions against Tehran and accused Washington of plotting its economic strangulation. Mohsen Mohabi is an international law advisor to the president of Iran and addressed the UN's courts.
The term aggression is not exaggerated, Mr. President. The United States has claimed that the very objective of these measures is to cause maximum damage to Iran.
The Onslow County Sheriff's Office has launched a homicide investigation after the discovery of a body in Hubert. Deputies found the body once they arrived at the scene. The sheriff added there's no ongoing threat to the community. You're listening to NCN News.
Carolina Hurricanes single-game tickets are on sale now. Take warning as the Canes host the New York Islanders at PNC Arena to kick off the 2018-2019 season on Thursday, October 4th. Full season, 22-game and 11-game flex plans also are available, offering tickets starting as low as $16 per game. For more information and to secure your seats for opening night, visit CarolinaHurricanes.com/tickets. Canes, Islanders, October 4th. Be there.
Will Democrats break Republican supermajorities in the North Carolina General Assembly? Will this year's election change the course of the state Supreme Court? What about all those constitutional amendments on the ballot? Carolina Journal will help you answer those questions. Available each month as a free newspaper. Every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
A former Vatican official claims Pope Francis was told about and ignored accusations of sexual misconduct by a former cardinal. Details from CBS's Sabina Castro-Franco.
Pope Francis has refused to confirm or deny contents of a bombshell letter by former Vatican ambassador to the U.S., Carlo Maria Viganò. In the letter given to Catholic media outlets, the now retired archbishop accused the Pope of covering up for the sexual misconduct of American Cardinal Theodore McCarrick, and urged the Pope to set a good example and resign.
A sign at a house of God is being challenged by one small North Carolina town. The town of Leland says the First Baptist Church of Leland's sign violates an ordinance passed in 2011 because it's too big and has changeable type. Some 24 nuisance lawsuits are still in the pipeline against pork producer Smithfield Foods for impacts from swine farms in eastern North Carolina. Travis Brown, an assistant operations manager with HD3 Farms in Elizabethtown, told the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network that some who are filing suits moved to the area after the farms had been long established.
These guys were removed from the area. They come back to Piney Wood because it is a nice, quiet community. There's not a lot that goes on there. It's off the beaten path. Yeah, these guys, they all, as far as I know, they all moved in after the farm was built.
A new marijuana study reveals some potential dangers to nursing mothers. Over to CBS's Vicki Barker.
It was a small study, only 50 mothers who consume marijuana while breastfeeding their babies. But the University of California researchers found THC, marijuana's main mind-altering ingredient, in the breast milk of 34 of those 50 women. There's been little research so far on pot's effect on newborns, but experts say there is some evidence THC may disrupt brain and body development, so nursing mothers should act accordingly.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
It's back to work and back to school for traditional calendar students. It's a nice start this morning. Later this afternoon, it's going to be on the warm side. Partly to mostly sunny. Our high temperature in the upper 80s to low 90s. Tonight, mostly clear, very mild with a low in the low 70s. And with high pressure still sitting over us for Tuesday, we continue with the mostly sunny skies. It's hot, it's humid, low to maybe mid-90s in some locations, and we see it staying hot at least through Thursday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills, the airport reporting sunny skies, 75 degrees, humidity 94%, dew point 73, pressure 3018, winds south-southwest is 6, visibility is at 10 statute miles. It's 8:13. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Monday morning. Shaquille Chambers, a senior of Pinecrest High School in Southern Pines and a member of the varsity football team, was one of 4 people injured in a vehicle accident on Saturday morning in Pine Bluff. The Pinehurst Patriot Football Facebook page posted on Sunday said, please keep prayers Shaq Chambers in your thoughts for as he is at Chapel Hill in surgery to have his arm amputated after an ATV accident. 5 people were riding in the ATV when the accident occurred on a rural area near the Pine Bluff Tower, water tower. Chambers was pinned beneath the vehicle until first responders were able to extricate him. Emergency crews used a nearby fueling station at Roslyn and Sandpit Roads on Saturday as a staging area before traveling by 4-wheel drive vehicles to reach the victims. Chambers and one other injured person was airlifted to area trauma centers. 2 other people involved in the accident were transported by ambulance to Moore Regional Hospital in Pinehurst. Authorities have not released the names of the other people involved in the accident or their condition. And construction of a new roundabout on Midland Road at Central Drive and access improvements at the US 1 interchange have been postponed until next year. The side-by-side projects were expected to commence this summer, and crews are currently on site relocating power lines, but the State Department of Transportation was unable to secure a reasonable bid for construction and paving. According to Andrew Barksdale, DOT Division 8's communication officer, he says they opened bids for the project in July. Only one firm submitted a bid, and it was rejected because it was above estimates. He said they plan to relet it in March of 2019, with construction slated to begin after the 2019 Senior U.S. Women's Open in mid-May next year. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB is 816.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Bryson DeChambeau closed with a 4-shot win over Tony Finau at the Northern Trust in the first tournament in the FedEx Cup playoffs. DeChambeau began the final round 4 strokes ahead and fired a 269 in his second victory of the year. He also made a strong case for himself to be selected as one of the captain's picks for the U.S. Ryder Cup team.
There you have it. Hawaii wins it. Look, Hawaii. Hawaii is the best.
The call on ESPN as Hawaii won its first Little League World Series since 2008 in a 3-0 win over South Korea. Pitcher Kawalu Holt pitched a complete game shutout, finishing with a strikeout. In the majors, the AL East race has become interesting again after the first-place Boston Red Sox were swept in a 3-game series against Tampa Bay. The Rays earned their 8th straight win and a 9-1 thrashing of the Red Sox, who have lost 6 of their last 8. The Yankees, meanwhile, they won 8 of their last 9. The most recent, a 5-3 victory over the Orioles. They combined results trimmed Boston's AL East lead over the Yankees to 6 games just 8 days after they sat 10.5 games ahead of the Bronx Bombers. Other MLB finals on Sunday, the Astros notched their 5th straight win and kept their 1.5-game lead over Oakland atop the AL West by knocking off the Angels 3-1. The Athletics' 6-2 winners at Minnesota, and Cleveland's 12-5 pounding of the Royals gives the Indians a whopping 13-game edge over the AL Central, matching their largest lead of the season. Arizona knocked off the Marlins 5-3 and regained sole possession of first place in the NL West by 1 game over Colorado. The Rockies rolled over by the Cardinals in a 12-3 rout, and the Dodgers whipped the Padres 7-3 to stay 2.5 games behind Arizona in the NL West. They're in 3rd place. The Cubs crushed the Reds 9-0 to help the NL Central leaders stay 4 games ahead of St. Louis. And Milwaukee, they beat Pittsburgh 7-4 to remain 4.5 games behind Chicago. The win also moves them ahead of Colorado for the 2nd NL wildcard berth. This is NCN Sports.
Continental Tire kicks off this year's Big Tailgate Tour.
Yes, indeed, our annual Big Tailgate Tour, driven by Continental Tire, is finally here. This Thursday, August 30th, Jawan at Campbell in Bowie's Creek. We'll be set up right in front of Barker Lane Stadium. Come tailgate with us and let's talk some football.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips. Booze it and lose it in Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental Tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
Darlington Raceway. This is tradition.
The white flag flies for Bobby Allison.
This is iconic.
Petty appears to be smoking, and Gale now is pulling away.
This is legendary.
Truex is at the wall, and it's Hamlin going to the lead.
Come celebrate 7 decades of NASCAR at Darlington Raceway this Labor Day weekend. Purchase your tickets today by calling 866-459-RACE or visit darlingtonraceway.com.
South Carolina is just right.
Cam Newton gave the Panthers an early injury scare before returning to help Carolina beat the New England Patriots 25-14 Saturday night in the team's 3rd preseason game. On the game's opening drive, Newton scrambled out of the pocket on the 3rd and 9 before recklessly diving headfirst, landing on his head after getting upended by cornerback Jonathan Jones. Newton was forced to leave the game to be reevaluated for a concussion, but returned 4 plays later and played the remainder of the first half. As far as the rest of the game, head coach Ron Rivera was okay with it.
We did some things I think we could have done better as a whole. I think we could have given them a little bit more tools, too, as far as the game planning was concerned. If we get a chance to really look at it, I'll be able to assess it better. But I thought the things that Dante did are the types of things that you want. Give yourselves an opportunity to make plays out there.
Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Learn, engage, and belong at Sandhills Community College. Sandhills has once again been officially recognized as a military-friendly school. We are a Yellow Ribbon Program participant and are going the extra mile to make sure you receive academic credit for prior military experience and learning. Our VA certifying officials provide one-on-one advising to make sure you reach your academic goals while helping you maximize your VA benefits. Feel free to stop by our Veterans Center for a visit and let's discuss how we can help you learn, engage, and belong.
Jared Kirk and Amy McBride of the First Casualty Insurance Group in Southern Pines talk about the benefits of being an FCIG customer.
Our agency has been in business since 1984. We are an independent agency, which means that we have numerous carriers. Having multiple carriers benefits our customers because it offers them more options for their coverage and price.
One of the most asked questions we get from our clients is how much do they need to insure their home for? Many clients think they should insure their home based on tax value or what they could sell their home for. Neither is correct.
Insurance carriers want to insure your home for the replacement value. Replacement value is what it would take to rebuild your home back to its current state in the event of a complete loss.
First Casualty Insurance Group of Southern Pines. Call them today at 910-692-8303 or find them on the web at fcignc.com.
Neck, shoulder, or back pain can be downright debilitating. If you have those issues, you already know that, and you don't need me to tell you about the opioid crisis. There's another, better way. I'm talking about chiropractic, a healing art that's also science. Dr. Sharon Wright of Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes invites you to come in for a discussion about how chiropractic works and could work for you. To be sure, there are many of you out there that have reached the proverbial dead end trying to treat and manage your pain.
This is Dr. Wright. I can't guarantee I can fix every problem, but I will tell you honestly whether chiropractic can be of help for your particular issue. Living with pain is not always the only option. Doesn't it make sense to explore every avenue before resigning yourself to the limitations of pain? Call our office today to schedule a consultation and start living again. 673-2225.
Aberdeen Prescription Shop is one of the best independent pharmacies. Despite the chain stores, customers prefer Aberdeen Prescription Shop for its personal service, drive-through window, and free delivery. All major insurance is accepted, including TRICARE. Order your prescriptions online at AberdeenRxShop.com or call 944-1313, 944-1313, or visit the Town and Country Shopping Center on US 1. Aberdeen Prescription Shop.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Hi, this is Steve Leader Adams. How would you like to treat your office to a free lunch? Well, log on to WEEB990.com and register your office for the Jersey Mike's Hack of Subs. We'll pick a lucky winner each Friday morning, and lunch is on us in Jersey Mike's that day. That's WEEB990.com.
So what makes Jersey Mike's special? It starts with the bread, baked fresh throughout each day. Next, high-quality meats and cheeses, sliced individually for your sandwich. Jersey Mike's. Taste it, and you'll see it really is a sub above. This week, try the number 13, the original Italian, provolone, ham, prosciutto, capicola, salami, and pepperoni.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Apparently, I have reached an age where I get irritated pretty easily. Someone told me recently that I'm a curmudgeon. Well, I gotta admit it. For example, I can't stand to be in line in the grocery store with a whistler. They're always men, and for some reason, they think it's okay to whistle real loud in someone's ear. It's never a real song, just some random whistling. I asked a guy a couple of years ago if anyone had ever asked him to record his whistling. He looked at me real proud and said, "Why, no, they never have." I said, "Well, you ought to get the hint." Lucky for me, he did not beat me up. Now you say, "I like whistling." Oh, you do? Who's your favorite whistler? How many of his CDs do you have? I don't really go to the grocery store to visit or to hang out or hoping I'll have the good luck to run into a guy who can whistle real good. Usually I'm in a hurry. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to run into people you know and like and that you know are not going to whistle. Now, to change the subject a little, I want to tell you about something else that really irritates the dickens out of me. The North Carolina legislature is in special session again, and I bet a lot of you didn't know that. Why do they have to keep coming back at our expense to fix things that they are the ones who messed up in the first place? If I didn't know better, I'd start to think they don't know what they're doing. Maybe I don't know better. In the Zumwalt zone.
Well, it's all about high pressure for our weather this week. It's sitting smack dab over us. It's going to prevent showers and storms from forming, and it's going to keep it hot, and it's going to keep it humid. Venturing out this morning, A-OK. Morning commuters, kids going to school, partly to mostly sunny. The high later today in the upper 80s to low 90s. Definitely need air conditioning later today. In fact, through the entire day. Mostly clear, very mild tonight with the low in the low 70s. Tuesday is mostly sunny with a high in the low 90s. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
What day is it?
It's Monday.
Monday morning. What am I going to do about work? You don't want to think about it. You just want to get back to work.
Okay?
We'll start first thing Monday morning. Then you better get started.
Oh.
That's today? Yeah.
Up and Adam, come on, let's go. Yay, I'm going to work like I like.
There you go.
Now that we're all prepared, let's start the show.
Whoa, it's showtime.
Hand me down the walking cane, hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out to catch the latest sounds. Guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you've never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. Oh, this dude is out of sight. Everything he does seems to come out right. Once I went to hear them play at a club outside of town. I was so surprised, I was hypnotized by the sound his cats put down. When I saw this short fat guy stretch a man between his toes, hey, I laughed so hard 'cause the man got down when it finally reached his nose. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. You never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. Got that rubber band up on his toe, and then he wriggled it up around his nose.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm Matt Horsey, the Leader Man's loving sidekick. Good morning.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available now at talk973.com. One tap of that will get you where you want to be. And if you're on a mobile device, YouTube will get you there. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man all one word into the search. If you're on your mobile device looking at our audio stream, our crystal clear digital audio stream, just put WEEB in your search as you use TuneIn, iTunes, or other platforms of that nature. And I don't think we work on iHeartRadio because they only put iHeartRadio stations which they own on that service. If that makes sense. They own 500-600 stations, and that's the ones that are on there. But they don't own us. And if you're on looking for our digital audio on our website, you just go to talk973.com, click the icon in the upper right-hand corner that says Listen Live, and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills, well, you knew the nicer summer weather that you could actually tolerate is exiting stage right, and in its place going to be heat and humidity, and it's for us to endure here. So look for sunny skies today and tomorrow. Highs will be in the low 90s, and the dew points will be around 70 throughout that period in the afternoon. When I say these dew points, these are the afternoon dew points after some of that humidity burns off a little bit. But it's going to be plenty muggy and plenty hot. Wednesday, got a small chance of an isolated thunderstorm mixed in there as the atmosphere becomes more unstable. Still be partly cloudy, high of 90, but when they put the word heat index in there, you know that's not good. That means dew point's going to be in the low 70s. And that'll push our feel like high around 95. Thursday, it'll feel like 95 again. Friday, for football, it'll feel like about 92. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are south-southwest to 6, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure 30-18. Dew point, and remember the rule, boys and girls, anything 68 below is tolerable. And the closer to 50 you get, the better it is. But it's at 73 right now. Humidity 94%. It's sunny 75. Currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB, the station that is so good it takes 3 radio stations to get it all out there to you. All right, 8:30 past the hour. Let's see here. Before we get into the guts of this hour, how good are you about washing your dogs and cats' food bowls, huh?
Daily.
Apparently, we don't do it nearly enough. According to experts, we should wash them every day in hot, soapy water, then letting them dry before you use them again. And to top that off, you should disinfect them by running them through the dishwasher or soaking them in bleach water at least once a week. According to the National Sanitation Foundation, food and water bowls are one of the top 5 most germ-covered spots in most homes.
The National Sanitation Foundation.
Well, you knew they had to create a bunch of jobs for them.
Probably some schmucks in their basement.
You know, we don't know how dirty it is until our government comes in and tells us. Why, that's dirty. That's one of the top 5. We measure places in all sorts of people's homes, and we have discovered the top 5 places that the germs are located.
And it's important to clean your dog's bowl, because right after he licks his butt, he's going to want to go in and eat out of a clean bowl.
Yeah.
And then cleanse his palate in your toilet. All the stupid things.
Well, that's why we have government to do it for us.
And then he's going to go out and roll in the dead raccoon out back.
All right. Well, let's see if we can beat up on Matt just to kick off this half hour.
And now it's time for Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Or BS.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
All right, another time.
What band is that?
I could care less.
That's Pink Floyd, Steve. All right, first item.
All right. Yes or BS, we'll give Matt a simple statement. He'll say, well, yes, it's true. Or no, it's total BS.
First item.
Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman, turned 66 years old today. So the topic is kids show trivia.
All right, I'm 1 for 0 so far.
We already went over the first one, but in case you weren't around for it, Cyndi Lauper sang the theme song for Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse. Yes, she did, but she didn't want people to know because she thought it might hurt her album sales, so she created a pseudonym, Ellen Shaw. The rolling
2 for 0.
The rolling Green Hills in England, where the Teletubbies lived.
Teletubbies.
Shows you how often I watch that show, doesn't it?
It was a weird, awful. Even my kids didn't like Teletubbies.
They lived where they lived was declared a national monument by the British government.
It's why the empire decayed, because they like stuff like that. So that's the question.
Is it true or not true?
No, that's BS.
It is BS. The owners of the land got so sick of fans coming to see it, she flooded the area and turned it into a pond. Take that, you Teletubby weirdos. Teletubby weirdos. According to his driver's license, SpongeBob SquarePants is 32 years old.
BS.
Yes, he is. There's an episode that shows a shot of his license. Ooh, Boy, I'm sorry I missed that episode. And it says his birthday is what day? What
April.
month?
April.
No, July 14th, 1986. The Flintstones did a cigarette ad that showed Fred and Barney lighting up.
Yes.
What, if that's true, what cigarette were they promoting?
Pall Mall.
Pall Mall?
Pall Mall. Whatever. Pall Mall? Pall Mall. Pall Mall.
Well, it is true, but it wasn't Pall Mall or Pall Mall. It was...
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney? Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard. Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them. Gee, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay? How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it!
Winston cigarettes.
Is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking. Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
That pure white filter. You know, before you suck.
That was back when you had 60-second commercials.
I guess.
Now you can't afford 10 seconds. All right, and last but not least, if Big Bird played in the NBA, he'd be the tallest player ever.
BS.
Yes. Big Bird is 8 foot 2 inch.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Currently, the record's held at 7 foot 7 inches by people's names I cannot pronounce. Okay.
African names, are they?
Manitoot Bowl is one of them. Or Manute Bowl. I don't know how it's pronounced. And Jorge Barazan.
Sounds like they're both perhaps from south of the border somewhere.
If I pronounce it right. It's spelled awful funny.
Brazil or something.
Okay, let's move on to morning rim shots this morning and see how we fare with that, if it's any better than what we've done so far. Rim shots it is. All right. A man rushed the stage at a Beyonce and Jay-Z show in Atlanta. Luckily, security intercepted Kanye before he could get anywhere near a microphone. So if you count the incompetent security detail, Jay-Z now has 100 problems. That would make sense to somebody who's into Jay-Z songs. Director Tim Burton turned 60 on Saturday. His friends say he used to have great birthday parties, but these days they always get ruined by Johnny Depp. Crazy Rich Asians led the box office for the second weekend in a row. There's always a sequel in the works, Crazier, Richer Asians, I guess. Ben Affleck was photographed at a Jack in the Box drive-thru on his way to rehab, so I guess it's true. And he really has hit rock bottom.
Oh, I love Jack in the Box.
How's that any different from any other hamburger chain?
Well, it tastes different. Every chain, every place is different, right? McDonald's tastes different from Burger King, tastes different from Jack in the Box.
Well, if you say so.
You're telling me all hamburgers taste the same, Steve? Don't say it. Please don't say it. Don't be on the air saying all hamburgers taste alike.
Some have more sugar in their buns than others.
That's what I'm known as. I was known that as that in college, sugar buns.
Production of the Guardian of the Galaxy 3 is on hold while Disney looks for a new director after the firing of James Gunn. The search is taking so long because they have to find the one director in Hollywood with 0 questionable tweets. Sony Music has admitted to releasing 3 Michael Jackson songs that aren't actually Michael Jackson. In related news, Universal Music has admitted to releasing Justin Bieber music that's not actually music. My mom always told me when I was growing up. What a stupid song. You ever watched the documentary on how he composed that? He got up one morning, wrote out some lines, and, you know, goes number 1, and it's a boring song. Oh, a lot of music is just boring.
But it's Justin.
It doesn't have its uniqueness sound.
It's Justin, Steve.
I know. It relates to me. I can feel the music.
He's so cute.
Bill Clinton will speak at Aretha Franklin's funeral in Detroit City. Now, she had unique sounds with every song. Every song had its own sound. They didn't sound all the same. He'll be there by himself since Hillary still won't go to Michigan for some reason. The Democrats have changed how they'll pick their next presidential nominee. And rest assured, like everything involving the Democratic Party, it'll be 100% bass-ackwards.
I see what you did there.
Clever, wasn't it? A security guard at a Tennessee hospital was arrested for having sex with a corpse. I don't get it. If you have dead sex in a hospital, it's a crime. But in the privacy of your own home, it's marriage?
Oh. Shame on you.
Scientists say there's no healthy amount of alcohol. This was a pretty unique study.
Scientists say that.
In that not a single one of the scientists who worked on it has any kids. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
I heard a psychologist say if your kids are keeping you awake, you take their little bottle, you put in 1/3 rum, 1/3 vodka, 1/3 gin, drink it yourself, and you won't give a damn.
Why not just make an electric lemonade? It tastes good. Which is the same as Long Island iced tea, except you're using Sprite instead of Coke.
You're hailing back to your drinking days now.
Yes. They had a drink at my own club that I had in Raleigh, called the Steve Special. $9 drink back then. Today it'd probably be about 20. But it was good. Most people couldn't handle but one. Steve could handle as many as he wanted, but chose to hang with just one.
Whatever.
No, it would.
OMG.
It would work on you. Let's see. 8:42 past the hour.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
All righty.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had that dream, you go to school and...
All right, my friends, it's that time again. Time to suck in that big breath of air. Let that big hairy chest stick out. With a few hairs sticking over the V in your collar. Straight across the floor in the style of only the Duke can do it, John Wayne. Go to your closet, open up your closet doors, look at all 30 of your Liberty safes, and today we'll go to Liberty safe number 3.
Colonial.
A Colonial safe, yeah. And open her up and let Matt reach in and pick out a weapon of choice.
All right, Steve, we're starting off the week with a small caliber here. This is a Phoenix Arms HP 25A semi-auto pistol. Venture a guess on the caliber, Steve?
I would, using my wonderful intellect here, based on what you said, I think I'd come up with a 25 caliber gun.
That's correct, sir. It is a 25 ACP.
All right, well, we'll throw that into our holster, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of super whoop ass as we now head out the door in relentless pursuit of stupid criminal news. Stupid criminal news number 1 this morning. There's a 21-year-old guy named Rafael Perdomo. And last October, he flew from the Dominican Republic to Newark, New Jersey. But customs stopped him and a woman flying with him because of their suspiciously heavy travel neck pillows. Yeah, you want to sleep on that piece of lead? And they were right to be suspicious. It turned out the pillows had more than 6.5 pounds of cocaine inside. Raphael just pled guilty last week to drug conspiracy charges, so now he's facing between 5 and 40 years in prison. I hope it was a good sleep. 40 years worth. Stupid criminal news number 2. Here's some proof of how insane teenagers are about social media. They'd rather go to jail than deal with the life sentence of shame for being tagged in an ugly photo. An 18-year-old girl named Amy Sharp escaped from jail in Surrey Hills, Australia a few weeks ago. Not clear what she was in for, but the police gave her mugshot to a TV station. Then the station posted it to their Facebook page last Wednesday and asked people to help track her down. Well, Amy saw the post. She was not wearing makeup in the mugshot. Her hair was kind of messy, and she looked pretty, disheveled. So she left the message up on the TV station's Facebook page, asking them to swap in a better photo of her. She even uploaded a specific photo she wanted them to use. Well, the police called her about 24 hours later. They wouldn't say whether her Facebook post helped track her down, but you have to assume that it at least motivated them to step up their manhunt. And that, my friends, is your stupid criminal news for this Monday.
Kind of weak.
Huh?
Kind of weak today.
Well, I got another one. You want to go for 3? Yeah, this one's pretty good. You'll like this one. All right, stupid criminal news number 3. This is one way to collect evidence. Some cops in Buffalo, New York were on patrol on Thursday when they saw a 23-year-old guy named Byron Ramos sitting outside a vacant house. And when they walked over to see what he was doing there, he quickly put a pack of cigarettes up to his mouth and swallowed something. Not suspicious at all, was it? So calmly done.
I eat cigarettes.
But unfortunately for Brian, he started choking on whatever he scarfed down. Luckily, the police was there to help him, and the officers gave him the Heimlich, and they actually saved his life by getting him to cough it up. But then they figured out why he was swallowing what he did. It was a big bag of cocaine. So he was arrested for criminal possession of a controlled substance, tampering with evidence, and criminal trespass.
If it had gone down, they might have saved his life, too. Killed him later when the bag fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, well, unless it's all cut to pieces, it might not get you so bad. But anyway, that's your stupid criminal news for this Monday.
Hey, Steve, here's a question for you, a rhetorical question. Do you know what the legislative selection of judicial vacancies amendment is that's going to be on the ballot? No, of course you don't. Right to hunt and fish, what exactly is that? You know, a lot of times these things have good names, but we're not really sure what they are. Some of them are very simple. Cap the state income tax at 7%. They changed one digit in the Constitution. Made that 7. But some of them are more complicated. So more T-Citizens tonight at 5:30. Really better to arrive at 5. Is going to have Senator Tom McInnes, Dr. Bob Lubke from Civitas, Becky Gray from John Locke Foundation, and Marsh Smith, our own local progressive activist here. I don't think I agree with Marsh on anything, but he's a good and decent guy and has a perspective. So that's going to be at.
I agree with him on something. He doesn't want Midland Road destroyed either.
Oh, well, okay, there we go. See, there's something. It's going to be at Philly and Colts tonight, and if you're interested, go to, we'll give a debate and a discussion on all 6 amendments, including how things have just changed over the weekend with the special session that Zumwalt Zone was addressing earlier. But go to mteac.com, mteac.com, or do a search for More Tea Citizens or More County Tea Party.
Still promise to finish by 7:30.
Yeah, always finish by 7:30.
Okay. A lot of people, a lot of amendments.
Yes, and some of them
it's going to be like a Fox interview. They get a hot topic and 6 people there to talk about it, and each person gets 1 sentence and they're done for the segment.
We're not going to be doing it that way, and everybody's going to have a chance to talk. I mean, if you got a question, we're not going to be we're not going to be beating up Senator McInnes for whatever happened during the election. That's a whole different thing. The focus tonight is the amendments. Why do we need them? What are they going to do? What are the unspoken or unforeseen outcomes of these things? Some of them are very easy. Look, we're not going to be, I'll just say right out, we're not going to be debating much the voter ID thing. If somebody has something to say about it, we can hear it, but that one is just as plain as the nose on your face. Some of these other ones involve a lot of text in the Constitution and require some explanation and debate. So,
okay, doors open at 5:30. Meeting starts at 6.
Yeah, doors open at 5.
5.
The buffet starts at 5:30. If you want, Philly and Colts has a great buffet every month. It's $16 plus tax includes.
And the Yakin starts at 6.
There are also going to be local candidates, judges, and some other folks, and that's going to start about 5:30. They'll introduce themselves and talk, and you can talk to these folks, see whether or not you're interested in voting for them. But that'll be going on during dinner.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot tonight.
All right, 8:51 past the hour. Let's what do we want to do first?
Nothing that involves buzzing me. Red man.
Well, I think we ought to buzz Matt. Well, first we'll go to our today's impossible question.
Well, I smoked the yes or BS one. I don't think I got any wrong on that one.
Well, all the more reason he got 1 wrong.
I got 2 wrong.
2 wrong. All right, so all the more reason I need to pull out my buzzer and start working you over a little bit. Okay, let's see. Today's impossible question. A survey says the average American is willing to do this for a good meal. What might it be?
Sing a song.
Drive up to 36 miles out of the way. Now, they're driving 36 miles out of the way so they don't have to listen to their spouse whine about the meal. What do you want to eat tonight? Chinese. Okay, we're on the way. Even though it's 36 miles away, we're going to eat Chinese. The 3 most borrowed, because if you don't, you go get a delicious, beautiful steak. I just was in the mood for Chinese. You know how it is. The 3 most borrowed items in the U.S. are, can you name one of them?
Is this temporary or permanent? Like eggs would be permanent.
Can I borrow your
lawnmower?
No.
Can I borrow your chainsaw?
Pens.
Pens?
You know, like a writing pen.
Okay.
Lighters.
Lighters?
Let me borrow your lighter, dude. Amongst smokers, I guess. Or marijuana users.
Yeah. See, that's what
or bong users.
These are the little kids sitting around the table taking a poll of themselves. Oh, man, I always borrow your lighter to light my reefer.
And the 3rd most borrowed thing is jumper cables.
Okay.
600 million of these end up in American landfills every year.
600 million of these. Diapers.
No. Pairs of shoes.
Pairs of shoes.
According to experts, doing this every day is really not good for you. Although most people, I don't know about you, but most people do it every day.
Shoot heroin.
Yeah, right. His bad attempt at humor. Take a shower every day. According to research, wearing the right what can make a woman appear 5 to 10 pounds thinner to men.
Wearing the right clothing.
No.
Wearing the right girdle.
No. Fragrance. Wearing the right fragrance.
Can make her appear lighter?
Up to 5 to 10 pounds lighter.
This factoid brought to you by the Perfume Manufacturers of America.
You know, it just makes them want you more.
Well, whatever. I don't believe that.
You say, you grab that hair and pull their head back and say, I'm going to take you home and ravish you. And she just melts in your arms and she feels 10 pounds lighter because you just got lucky.
All right. Calm down, Steve.
All righty.
Getting too worked up over there.
Name that year. We haven't done that in a long time.
No, we haven't.
All right, let's see if Matt can name the year. 200,000 gays march for civil rights in Washington, D.C. Vice President George Bush formally launches his quest for the Republican presidential nomination. The U.S. Navy makes the first military use of trained dolphins in the Persian Gulf. The first World Series game in a covered stadium is played in the Minnesota Metrodome. And Here I Go Again by Whitesnake is number 1 on the U.S. top 40 charts.
Let's say 1988.
No. 1987 was the year.
1987.
All right, one more of these, then we'll get to just pure trivia. Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton enters the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. Say it isn't so, Bill. Former California Governor Jerry Brown announces his presidential candidacy. See, it could have been worse.
Could have been.
A white crystal glove worn by Michael Jackson is stolen from the Motown Museum in Detroit. Pioneer and concert promoter Bill Graham, 60, is killed in a helicopter crash following a Huey Lewis concert in Concord, California.
And that made all the news.
And Guinness's album, Weekend Can't Dance, is released.
Guinness?
Genesis, I'm sorry.
Can't Dance. I'm going to go with 1990.
No.
1989.
91 was 91. The year. All right, just random trivia now. See how you do in the... Only got 20 seconds, but we'll see. Bourbon is the traditional drink of the Kentucky Derby.
Yes. No. Mint julep.
That's right. Twinkies are 68% sugar.
Yes.
No, they're 68% air. Whoopi Goldberg is the first female to host the Oscars.
Yes.
Yes, she is. Mormon leader Brigham Young invented the department store.
No.
Yes, he did. So it goes for this Monday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a titillating Tuesday. Until then, support all your mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways because they are the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs for all of us. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fallen and have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Chief Leader Adams and the Leader Man and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Hot Humid Dog Park.
And I'm Matt Horsley with a poem by Dorothy Parker. In youth, it was a way I had to do my best to please and change with every passing lad to suit his theories. But now I know the things I know and do the things I do. And if you do not like me so, to hell, my love, with you. Stay tuned for Chris Plant Show, followed by Rush Limbaugh at noon, Sean Hannity at 3, Mark Levin at 6, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock for Mornings with the Leader Man.
When I come back, you'd better be laughing.